So we've been talking about the sacraments and the graces that flow from the sacraments. Imagine a tiny key that unlocks these graces in the ordinary moments of our ordinary life, everyday life. That's what sacramentals are. In this catechism moment, we look at the final paragraphs of the second pillar on sacraments. This is paragraphs 1667 to 1690 of the Catechism. These paragraphs deal with sacramentals and funerals. Like the sacraments, sacramentals are sacred signs. But where the sacraments are sacred signs instituted by Christ to give us His grace, sacramentals are instituted by the Church that prepares the faithful to receive the grace of the sacraments and disposes us to cooperate with it, sanctifying the various occasions of our life. Sacramentals act as a bridge that lets the grace of the sacraments flow into every moment of our everyday life. We're familiar with sacramentals, such as the sign of the cross or holy water or crucifixes. Blessings are the preeminent sacramentals. We have blessings for everything as Catholics. We bless people, we bless meals, we bless objects, we bless places. Every baptized person is called to be blessed and to bless. The Catechism says, lay people may preside at certain blessings. The more a blessing concerns ecclesial and sacramental life, the more its administration is reserved to the ordained ministry, bishops, priests, or deacons. We offer a blessing before every meal, right? That is a blessing to bless that for the Lord. Blessings set the person or the object, the meal, apart. Right? It makes it holy. It makes it for God's purpose. A cross on a chain is just a piece of jewelry until it is blessed, set apart for God's purpose. Then it is a sacramental because then it becomes this blessed reminder of our sacraments, of the paschal mystery of Christ. Items that are blessed need to be handled differently. They are now set apart for God, and they must be handled with special care. The Catechism says, certain blessings have a lasting importance because they consecrate persons to God or reserve objects and places for liturgical use. The men who serve as our acolytes at Mass have been specially consecrated by the bishop for this ministry. A special form of blessing is an exorcism. An exorcism, right, for all of its ballyhoo and all, it's when the Church formally calls on the protection of Jesus Christ against the evil one. The priest or deacon prays a simple exorcism at every baptism. But a solemn exorcism, a formal exorcism, can only be performed by a priest designated by the bishop. The Catechism says, the priest must proceed with prudence, strictly observing the rules established by the Church. Exorcism is directed at the expulsion of demons or to the liberation from demonic possession through the spiritual authority which Jesus entrusted to His Church. Before a solemn exorcism can be performed, the Church asks that the person be psychologically evaluated to make sure there's no psychological illness, so that we know what we're dealing with here. Are we dealing with the evil one or with an illness? Besides sacraments and sacramentals, the Church has many forms of piety and popular devotions among the faithful. Right? We know all those forms of piety, many of them, such as the Rosary or the Divine Mercy Chaplet, various processions or stations of the cross, veneration of relics from the saints. As the Catechism says, We always have to be careful that these expressions of piety extend the liturgical life of the Church, but do not replace it. The second pillar of the Catechism concludes with a brief discussion about the Catholic funerals. The Catechism says, all the sacraments, and principally those of Christian initiation, have as their goal the last Passover of the child of God, which through death leads him into the life of the kingdom. Then what he confessed in faith and hope will be fulfilled. I look for the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. Every week we recite the Nicene Creed and we say those words, that I look forward to the resurrection of the dead and the life of the world to come. But do we really mean it? Do we really look forward to the world that is to come? Do we look forward to our death? The real meaning of Christian death is revealed in the light of the Paschal mystery, the death and resurrection of Jesus Christ. The Christian meaning of death is revealed by the way Christ died. He went through it, suffering, mourning. He sweated blood at Gethsemane. It wasn't just some sort of stoic acceptance of death. Jesus didn't want to die, but he embraced the cross with faith and trust in his Father. His Father led him through the cross, through the suffering, through the death, into the new life with the resurrection. This is the Christian meaning of death. The funeral is an opportunity for us to pray for the departed. In the Eucharist, the Church expresses her communion with the departed. At the funeral, we offer our final farewell, a final commendation of the deceased to God. Saint Simeon of Thessalonica says, by this final greeting, we sing for his departure from this life and separation from us, but also because there is a communion and a reunion. For even dead, we are not at all separated from one another, because we all run the same course, and we will find one another again in the same place. We shall never be separated, for we live for Christ, and now we are united with Christ as we go toward him. We shall all be together in Christ.